your galactic neighbors, and you'll see our stuff on ships. I have 2 videos where I talk about the different ships and how they work and what it's like inside of them. It's called Galactic Federation Ships, Part 1, Part 2. I have a whole bunch of materials where I talk about Nasara, that's 7-9 and 7-11 and 7-13, and we talk about the galactic future. And then a whole bunch of things about what's going on our planet. And then we finish up with the later part of the DVDs, which is, like I said, what we've just been talking about, which is about the landings. I have one called Landings 101, and then one about what First Contact is all about with one called Mission Possible, and then the other 2 that I just talked about, which is one about Inner Earth, Your Future Home, and the second one that I just talked about, which is the tour of the Syrian mothership. And you can get those by going to the website, and you can just order. We have a shopping cart there. And if you want to write to us about any of this, you just write to us, PAO, Planetary Activation Organization, P.O. Box 4975, and it's 3 words, El Dorado Hills, California, 95762. And that's the 2 ways to get a hold of us, either by the website or simply by writing to us. And if you want to, you can call our voicemail, because for obvious reasons, we don't keep our phone out yet because we don't have a real office yet. We just have one here in our house. So if you want to do that, our area code is 808, and the number is 573-3110. So that's how to...
Great, yeah.
And then just once again, just to remember, people remember to go to the website, www.paoweb, that's all one word, PAOWEB.com, and I also have a weekly update, which you can see either on Tuesday night or on Wednesday. So that should cover just about all of it.
Yeah, great. I'm sure you should get a lot of interest. That's fantastic subjects. We've got a few minutes left now, and I'm going to pinch the last one to announce my guest for next week. What would you say to people as perhaps sort of a final message who are getting a bit impatient about all these things happening, as they do, of course?
I would just say, remain patient and focused, and know that all this is going to happen divinely and at the right time, and that time, as far as from all the information I have, is not that far off.
Yeah. Would you say, as it seems to be heading that way, that we can look for a start to all of this year?
There's an excellent possibility for all this, because I say the sooner the better. I've always believed that. And I expect it to be this year, but we will see what happens.
Indeed, yeah. It certainly does give one the impression that it is that close, and the more we hear about the economy in the States, it would seem that it's in dire straits and looks as though it might collapse any day. And I heard the latest news. I think that they're propping up some of the companies that look like going to the wall. So it's certainly happening, isn't it?
It definitely is. The economy is, if any there was an accelerator for something to get done, it is what is now happening economically, not only here in the States, but throughout the planet. So I have to definitely agree. It has to be. It would have to be, I would think, this year, but we will see what happens, because it's all based upon what's going on in areas of power that we know very little about. So,
absolutely, yes. Yes, I know it's fatal to try and make a definite prediction about these things, because we all like to do it. We will hang on those predictions, and we get very disappointed if they don't happen. But it is near, so it's not worth worrying about. Well, look, thank you very much, Sheldan, for coming on the program again. I'm sure we could run a whole series of them. You're so interesting, and there's so much we can ask you to talk about. So
sure, and
I'll
I'd like
leave
you
here
to do this again soon. It would be great.
Yeah, we will book another one for the very near future, indeed. Yes. Well, thank you very much for coming on the program. It was a great interview. So for my listeners, thank you, Sheldan.
Right, and thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Right. You have a great day.
Thank you very much. And for my listeners, I will say that next week I've got someone coming on the program called Win Free, and she was the joint author of a book about the reincarnation of Edgar Casey. And there is a website that's been set up by gentleman who is the current incarnation of Edgar Casey. And if you want to have a look at that in advance of the interview, you can go to www.caseysback.com, CAYCESBACK.com, and I will be circulating a bit of material about it and also putting it on the BBS radio website. So thank you for being with me. It was an enjoyable interview. Hope you'll be with me next week. God bless you all.